explain how fed up I am in a hurry, and then we get to signing books. And you know, last week the voters sent a pretty bold and a pretty simple message, and it was that they were fed up. They were fed up in Washington, D.C., and were ready to take our country back. Obviously, Americans are fed up with the Democrats, but not just the Democrats, I might add, but both political parties, the people who are embracing bailouts and so-called stimulus programs. Americans are fed up with this rapidly growing government, its big spending, its pile of debt, the officials who are trying to defend the status quo. Americans are fed up with bureaucrats and agencies like the EPA that's coming into the state of Texas to try to take over our air permitting process, and killing a lot of jobs in the process, I might add. Fed up with these moratoriums that they're putting on our offshore oil and gas drilling companies. This cap and trade legislation that they were talking about. There was just a simmering frustration out there, and it erupted on election night all across this country. It was a beautiful thing to witness. Thank you, you've done good. But the message that was sent on Tuesday night was that Americans are willing to give people a second chance. And not just Republicans, but Democrats and Republicans who believe in the constitutional limits that our government is supposed to have on it. And you know, those limits are clearly laid out in the 10th Amendment that says that the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution are reserved for the states, respectively, or to the people. Yes. That's pretty simple. Yes. And our founding fathers had it figured out. The states created the federal government to be an agent for the states, not the other way around. And I kind of boil those simple phrases of the 10th Amendment down to one single word, and that's freedom. Free people work harder, free people live better, they take better care of their neighbors than some centralized, ominous government. Free people helped America grow into the greatest country that this world has ever seen, bar none. That greatness is threatened. It's threatened by a federal government that's expanded beyond its constitutional powers. And, you know, I tell folks, I said, you know, thanks to ideas like Roosevelt's New Deal, Johnson's Great Society, and we have now more than $106 trillion of unfunded liability with Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare, and we don't have one dime set aside to pay for it. And that situation cannot continue indefinitely. So we got a bunch of work ahead of us. I mean, Tuesday night was a great victory across the country. It was a good night across America. It was a great night in Texas. And but the work is in front of us now. And you know, and I tell folks, I was in Washington on Saturday, and I met with the presumptive speaker-elect John Boehner, and I told him, I said, listen, the work's ahead of us. And I said, if you need a model for how to get America back on track, we'll be happy to give you the book in Texas. We have allowed our government to stay closer to the people, and we've been committed to fiscal discipleship. Limited government in Texas has helped this state from the standpoint of job creation in particular. We led the nation in job creation from 2005 to present. 4 out of 5 private sector jobs created in America were created in Texas. And Washington's massive debt and this unchecked power threaten our continued success, though. So it's time to get America back on track, and these new leaders in Washington need to, well, I'll tell them, I said a good way to start is to repeal that national health care bill that you passed in its entirety. Start over and include the states in that conversation, because I feel very comfortable that we in the states know how to save them a lot of money. We can do it, deliver that health care substantially better and more efficiently. You know, and they need to restrain the big spenders and with a simplified tax system. And I I think it's time for a balanced budget amendment to the United States Constitution.
Yes.
And I was sharing with the folks in New York, you know, God bless them. I said, listen, I don't see the future of our country with gloom and with, you know, great storm clouds out in front of us. As a matter of fact, I see a great and a bright and a prosperous future for this country. And it'll happen, but we have to return this country back to its essential constitutional values and those individual freedoms that our founding fathers put into our Constitution. And that's the main reason that the book Fed Up got written, is I believe in this country. I love America. And we just need to kind of grab them by the shoulders and shake them a little bit and get their attention. I think Tuesday, that's what happened. We got their attention. The work is in front of us. And restoring a constitutional, limited government is going to take a massive effort. But I'll tell you what, we are more than equal to that task. And with groups like the Public Policy Foundation and bold leadership from leaders all across this country, from the local level all the way up to Washington, D.C. And it's going to be your willingness to hold all of these leaders' feet to the fire. And if we do that, we can restore the nation to its preeminence in the world. And I don't think there is a greater calling nor a greater cause for our time. So God bless you, and thank you all for coming.